Once again, we have another game that was picked and played on a stream. It's The Darkness on Xbox 360. So the only thing I really knew about this game going into it was that Mike Patton from Faith No More did the voice of like the bad guy in this game. He's a fantastic singer, he's a phenomenal vocalist, and I assumed he was going to be a great voice actor, and he really was. This game came out in 2006. I remember it getting kind of like middle of the road reviews, but I was pumped to try it out anyway. So you play as this mafia hitman who gets possessed by this spaghetti monster called the Darkness. I guess it's a demon. I don't know what it is. They never really explained it. And you have to kill your uncle who put out a hit on you for some reason. After I finished the game, I went online and they basically said it was because he got paranoid. But they never really go into that. So I don't really know what the whole plot's going on with this game. You travel all around New York City doing various tasks and meeting people in a somewhat kind of open world environment. And you can explore around a bit, but the world is pretty empty and there really isn't much that you do. And the open world basically serves as a way to make it more frustrating to find your next objective. I got lost often in this and had to get help from chat. I spent time running around in wrong areas that I wasn't supposed to be in yet. I kept having to go to the info desk in the subway stations to get help, to have them tell you where to go, and they just will. They'll tell you exactly where you need to go, and even then I was like, I don't know what train platform to go to. And it has normal first-person shooter mechanics with shooting and combat encounters that feel like an early Xbox 360 shooter. It's just like exactly what you would expect. But you have this demon with these abilities that you can unlock. You can turn into a slug and sneak around assassinating people kind of in a stealth mode. You can crawl through tight spaces. You can whip enemies and other debris and throw it around. You can summon a variety of helpers. All those things you kind of want if you had a demon living in your back. Unfortunately, a lot of these abilities feel either really overpowered at times or underpowered. And they're hard to utilize, and I felt like I was either not able to do what I wanted to do in the game or that I had like broken the game and I was doing something I shouldn't be doing and I was missing out on all the challenge. So that was a little frustrating to me. I felt like they could have done more with the abilities to kind of make them more interesting and, like I said, more integral to the gameplay. You can level up these abilities by eating the hearts of the fallen enemies you kill, and you'll be doing this a lot in the game. I think I had to do it over 300 and something times because I got an achievement for it towards the end of the game. It felt like a lot, and as I was editing the gameplay footage, there was so much time watching these quick little animated cutscenes of the darkness consuming these hearts. The game looks good even now. The environments in the city can get a little boring and samey, but I mean, a lot of the environments in real cities can get a little boring and samey, so I guess that's kind of okay. I guess it gets a pass for that. Some of the character models, like Jenny, which is the main character's girlfriend, look fantastic, but others not so much. It's a bit of a mixed bag, I have to say on that. The main character looks really dumb, and he doesn't look at all like what I would want a mafioso to look like. He just looks like some angsty-riddled early 20s scene kid. The music is epic and really good in this, and of course Mike Patton's like voice work is incredible. He's a little too good in a way. It's a little too creepy and it's kind of disturbing, and he makes noises that don't sound, I would say, human. Of course not. He's a demon, but they don't sound like noises you would hear on this planet. They're way bizarre. I kind of hate it, but I kind of love it at the same time. I mentioned the appearance of the main character. I will say this, he has what I want to call flat face syndrome. He just looks like he has no features on his face. It's just perfectly flat, almost like a cube with skin wrapped around it. And I don't understand why they made him look like that when they made Jenny look so good, because you see him talking all the flipping time. There's also some really weird, dated, and offensive humor that's very cringeworthy, or just cringe as the kids would say now, that I didn't like and like skipped over it and edited it out of the videos because I didn't even want it to be up on YouTube because I thought somebody would get mad at me for it. They use some derogatory terminology that, I mean, I could say it's a product of the time, but I think even back then it was kind of a little too edgy for its own good. My final thoughts about this game were that the exploration and the gameplay were just kind of meh, and the characters other than Jenny kind of sucked, and the story didn't really make sense. I still don't know why Paulie wanted to kill Jackie, who's the main character, and I couldn't remember his name till just now. And the combat was clunky and weird, and I either like headshotted everyone in the game or I couldn't hit crap. It just never really clicked. And I did a good job with it. You know, I beat it. I think it's cool how you like kind of teleport back to different time periods in this game, and I enjoy going back to World War I, me, the main character's ancestor, and kind of trying to uncover the story of what's going on with the darkness, but they just sort of tiptoe around it and never get to it, and they never fully explain what's even going on, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I think the darkness is a relic of its time. It's kind of worth playing. There's some things about it I really liked. I loved the relationship with Jenny. I liked the part where you got to hang out in her apartment. And I like the fact that you can sit down with her on the couch and watch the entire film of To Kill a Mockingbird. That was really neat, but that was the most interesting part of the game to me. Now, if you want to see the highlights of me playing this, you can watch all of it here on this channel under the live tab, or you can go over to the other channel, RNG Gaming, and see the highlight reel. And I have to say this, I think it's the funniest video I've ever made. So go check that out. But in terms of playing The Darkness, sadly guys, it's just a 5 out of 10. It's pretty mediocre.